Hey y'all, it's Wellness Wednesday week. I'm not sure. All right, so I'm trying to get back into Wellness Wednesday and I cannot remember what week I'm on. I'm sure I put it in the title because in editing I can go back and check. I'm sitting in my office right now. The baby is attempting to nap and the big girls are watching Full House. It's a snow day here. I'm going to show you if I can. We have mountains of snow and looks like the sky cleared up a little bit. We got probably 8 inches of snow over the past 12 hours. And yeah, that's springish time in the North Woods. So I am really tired. We had a long night last night. We got home from our small group and we got the girls to bed, but it didn't take. Molly got up. Well, no, first Caitlin got up and Lauren got up and Molly got up and we had excuse me, we had stomach illnesses last night several times. We had non-sleeping children multiple times who just wanted to stare at you. And I'm not talking about the baby. And then we, Lauren, she just wasn't, we were all off routine. And I have been struggling to get us back onto routine since we got home from Texas. And it's just, one of my friends here in town, she said, getting into a routine is easier than getting back into a routine whenever you've been off routine for a while. And I said, I completely agree with that. That is truth right there. It's probably going to be easier for us to generate a new routine than to try to get back on to our actual routine. Anyway, let's talk about the scale. Last week, whenever I didn't post a Wellness Wednesday, but I posted a Rambly update on Thursday, and I was at 147.0, which is up, and I can't quite remember how much. But then today I weighed in, and I was 145.8, which yay for being down from the previous week, but I'm still technically up. But again, it's been kind of a weird month for us. Like February, I'm glad that it's over. I'm surprised that it's over, and I'm just needing a fresh start in March, honestly. And I mean, it's already a week into March, and I still feel like we need a refresh. And it just seems like anytime you're able to make a full step forward, you get pushed back 2 steps. And anytime there is forward motion, it's like the enemy is just standing up against you and just pushing really hard or dragging you back really hard. Hang on, Jared's calling. And I've got a coffee in my hands. Oh, good. He's at the office. And our school system canceled school today because of the snow. And technically, because we're homeschoolers, we don't take school or snow days, but because of all the illnesses last night, we decided that maybe a lighter day was in order for today. Just, your bare bones math and language arts kind of stuff. So anywho, oh, I've got like a frog in my throat, y'all. So I don't remember exactly what I was saying before Jared texted. Anyway, yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of opposition from the enemy for us here lately because we've been trying to move forward, and maybe the problem is that I feel like I'm trying to do it in my own strength whenever I need to be relying on the Lord's strength, and not trying to just like bull ram through everything in order to get things done. And it's just, I remember saying at the beginning of this school year that I did the Confessions of a Homeschooler tag, I believe. I'll have to link that in the iCards. But I remember saying that last year, or the previous school year, I was just so rigid and not willing to be flexible on anything. Like even whenever I was first pregnant and just sick as a dog, I was still pushing harder and pushing through, and there wasn't a whole lot of grace in that. And this year I have been forced to sit back and have more grace for myself, for the girls, for Jared, for just our entire life, because adding a baby is it's life altering. And I'm sure that all of you that have a baby understand that. Um, so, and then, just the way this year has gone, I've just needed to be I've been forced to be more relaxed, which doesn't come naturally to me. Anyway, um, scale is down. It's been difficult getting back into routine. I'm not really sure where I was going with all of this. I don't really have any point, honestly, other than to just um, get this uploaded, because looking back on my Wellness Wednesdays has been very motivating to me, and I hope that it's motivating to y'all. And I just want to keep reminding myself of truth, and the truth is that in my own strength, am not capable of much, if anything. But in the Lord's strength, I am capable of all things. And He has begun this good work in my health. And I need to trust that. And I need to live in His grace. And I need to just sort of like stop striving. Striving is the worst, honestly. And I have a tendency to strive because I just have that personality. I gotta challenge things. I gotta push harder. I gotta be better. I gotta do this, and it's all doing. And I feel like God's really sort of trying to push my heart into a softer place. And yeah, all that to say, I have been on plan this whole week. I have not been off plan. We celebrated Jared's birthday, and I made a cheesecake, and it was delicious. I even had people who are non-THM followers or believers that sugar is a problem say to me that the cheesecake was so delicious. So I didn't take my single serving cheesecake recipe, and I did not dupe or multiply that to make it into a bigger cheesecake. I actually decided to try the Pioneer Woman's cheesecake. It wasn't actually Ree Drummond's. It was one of her other writers, or not her writers, but a guest blogger from Bake at 350, I think. She posted a few years back on Pioneer Woman's blog a ginger snap crust New York style cheesecake. So instead of using ginger snaps, which are fully loaded with sugar, I went through and I modified it to use the almond pressed crust from the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook that I used in my little mini cheesecakes. And then I literally followed that recipe, the cheesecake filling recipe, to the T. Aside from the sugar, I just subbed it out for homemade gentle sweet. And just as an aside, there are a ton of recipes or conversions for like DIY gentle sweet, and I pretty much I hang on loosely to those. But generally speaking, I do about 2 cups of erythritol, granular erythritol, with 1 teaspoon of powdered stevia, and I just sort of whiz that up in my Ninja single serve cups. Oh, getting texts about the cheesecake. I'm getting texted about the cheesecake. It was so good. But instead of doing 1.25 cups of sugar, I did 1.5 cups of my homemade gentle sweet. And I'm losing my train of thought. I'm so sorry. And so, yeah, it was really delicious. And I made like a strawberry sauce where you just literally take strawberries and a little bit of water and a tiny bit of xanthan gum and gentle sweet if you need it to be more sweet. And I just cooked that down for a little while, probably 20 minutes or so. And I would say I probably did 2 cups of sliced up strawberries, half fresh, half frozen. And then I did maybe a 1/2 cup of water and maybe 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. I didn't add any salt, but I think the teeniest pinch of mineral salt would have just really kicked it up a notch. And then I think I did 2 tablespoons of my homemade gentle sweet for the sauce, and I just let that sort of cook down, simmer around till it got all nice and glazy for probably about 20 minutes. And that turned out to be the perfect little topper for that cheesecake. And I did also make sugar-free whipped cream with just like heavy cream and some gentle sweet. And I didn't add vanilla this time. Typically I add vanilla because it adds just like a really nice flavor. But I was pressed for time, so just straight up whipped cream with gentle sweet as the sweetener. and it went over gangbusters. Everybody really enjoyed that. So I've got a whole slew of video ideas that I have waiting in my queue that I need to get filmed and sorted out, that I really want to get done. But in this season, I am being reminded to sit back and just rest in the Lord's strength and in His grace, and, well, more cheesecake texts. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to trust Him, and I'm going to obey, and I will get around to all of the ideas and get around to all of the video requests that I have received from y'all, which I'm really grateful for. Thank you so much for actually like wanting to hear what I have to offer and giving me suggestions as far as like what you want to see. I really appreciate that, and I am working on it. It might be a little bit longer in the coming for right now, and I'm just going to try to have March be the month of grace for myself and for my family, and do what I can do, but not push hard. So thank y'all so much for watching. How has your week been? I feel like I should say, how has the last 2 weeks been for y'all, since I didn't get last week's up? And have you stuck true to your plan? Have you managed to improve your health over the past couple of weeks? I'm very curious to know. I've got a few outbreaks from my sugar problem back in Texas last week, so I'm going to be dealing with that until that clears up. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I look forward to hearing your comments in the comment section below, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.